Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we're back for another brand new video. Today's video is actually going to be a wee clean up of stories that's dropped in the last 48 hours. We've got a wee bit of news revolving Rangers in Europe. A couple of players omitted from the squad. You'll probably be able to tell from that deliciously clickbaity title. But there is a wee bit of plan to this, okay? It's not just half-assed because I've gotten zero content. Lastly, we will be discussing the Scotland versus Belgium game at the end of today's video, so stay tuned to that if you're interested. I know not everyone is interested in the national side. That is not for me to tell you to be interested. You're not to tell me I'm not to be interested. That's fine. People's opinions are what they are. But if you are interested in that, they will be at the end of today's video. So let's just get to it, shall we? 3, 2, 1. Rangers have submitted their 45-man squad for Europe. That's including youth and obviously their main squad. Now, there was 2 names not listed and we will not be taking part in European football this season. And that is sort of bigger name players by the name of Lee Wallace and Jordan Rossiter. One name who was listed, by the way, who's currently injured and hasn't kicked the ball this season, is Graham Doran. So instantly, I just want your opinions and your reactions to that news. Lee Wallace, Jordan Rossiter will not be playing European football, but Graham Doran's will. Do you think this spells the end of the line for both Jordan Rossiter and Lee Wallace at the club? Or do you think Gerrard's maybe looking at it and deciding to protect their fitness because they are very, very injury prone and maybe playing in 4 competitions at this level just won't be good enough? Maybe they've just not got that in their legs at the minute. Maybe he's just deciding, you know what, let's take a step back, let's use them solely for the league appearances and the cup games just to protect their fitness. I thought that was an interesting one just to fire out and get your opinions on. Obviously, story number 2 will be involving Lee Wallace, which may, this is not any inside scoop or anything like that, may have something to do with one of the reasons he was left out the squad. But let's focus on Rossiter for just a wee second. Now, I really sympathise for the guy. I hate talking about it, but it feels like every 6 months I make a video talking about Jordan Rossiter's career at Rangers. I hate doing it. Honestly, the guy's got so much talent. You saw it against Hibs. The guy's got something special. He just cannot stay fit, and I just can't imagine how sad he feels. Can you imagine being at a club like Rangers and you just can't play football? Honestly, my heart goes out to the guys. He seems like a nice lad in that as well. He's always spoke well in front of the cameras. He's always been very determined. The guy's been through his own struggles with mental illness because of the constant injury. So I wish nothing for the absolute best for Jordan Rossiter. But I feel like I need to ask once again you, do you think this is the end of the line? Me personally, I don't think so at all. I don't think Gerrard will give up on him at all. You see how fierce Gerrard is in interviews when any news reporter, anyone even hints that Rossiter's career's done or that he's injury prone, Gerrard just slaps that down immediately and backs his lad. I don't think Gerrard will give up on him. I think Gerrard will continue to fight him. I think Gerrard will find a way to not only train him but keep him fit and healthy. Go back to look what Spurs managed to do with Ledley King. The guy just couldn't train at all. He didn't train at all because he couldn't, because he would just get injured. So what he was able to do was fix a light routine every day before a game just to get yourself fitness a wee bit strong, and then you go out and play a game. Now, I'm not saying that that's what Rangers are going to do for Rossiter. I'm not saying that they need to do that. I just think that Gerrard will back Rossiter and he won't give up on him. So that's my thoughts on that one. I've obviously asked Twitter, which we will jump to in just a second. But if you don't mind, let me know your opinions in the comment section below. That'd be absolutely amazing. So, to the poll. 1,217 people on Twitter voted on Rossiter's career. Does he have a future at Rangers? In their opinion, 49% of 1,217 votes for yes, that he does have a career, but 51% of the people on Twitter votes for no, he doesn't have a career left at Rangers. And I'll read out a couple from the people as well. Chris McLaughlin says, if anyone can get him fit or on the right treatment plan, it's Steven Gerrard and his team, considering how obsessive they are about fitness. Plus, we have upgraded facilities and also the surgeons used to treat injuries. Ewan John says, we saw what impact he had on the Hibs game, 5-5. He deserves a second chance. If he doesn't fulfil Stevie's expectations, then he'll be out the door. Simple. That's actually a pretty good one as well. Ross Cameron says, I believe so. You don't captain the under-21s at national level without being a star player. He proved that at Hibs at the end of the last season. Yes, he's injury prone, but if it's going to work out, Stevie G probably will be the first one to realise how to fix it. And the last one I've actually read out comes from Ewan McKenzie. Says yes, 100%. He's now under the person who he's made to take over from and a medical staff that he's also used to. Once he's fit, he'll be one of the first names on the team sheet. So that's actually pretty interesting. The comments are sort of backing him, saying yes, he's got a future at the club, but 51% over, 1,217 people votes for no, he doesn't have a future at the club. But now it is time to jump to story number 2, which may, just may, have something to do with story number 1 involving Lee Wallace, Kenny Miller and Graham Murty. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are talking about this again. It's still not over. Can you believe it? Kenny Miller's at like his 15th club since he's left Rangers, and we're still doing this case. The latest is the SPFL has sided, they've reviewed the evidence and has sided with Lee Wallace and Kenny Miller with their case against the Glasgow Rangers. Now, truthfully, everyone's heard about 16, 17 different tales of this one, and it's just had so many recreations and just so many stuff added to it. It's just frightening. I've heard Kenny Miller hit him with a clipboard. I heard Lee Wallace and Kenny Miller circled him in the dressing room after the defeat. I've heard so much BS. What I thought would be pretty interesting to know if you're watching this video to this point is, in the comment section below, what have you heard about it? Because everyone's heard all different things. It's like one of these mad situations that's just been built and added to. It's now became myth. I don't have a clue what's going on. And I honestly thought it'd be funny for everyone in the comment section below to let me know what you've actually heard, just so we can see the different recreations of this tale. My one worry point and one thing that's annoying me is the fact that the SPFL has had to step in. They reviewed the entire evidence and they've ended up siding with Lee Wallace and Kenny Miller. I mean, that doesn't look very good for the Glasgow Rangers. Obviously, it looks like Rangers has just fined and suspended two boys for no reason and no evidence. I've obviously backed Murty, but maybe it looks as if that Kenny Miller and Lee Wallace was actually in the right in the Graham Murty situation. On. Rangers did respond once the SPFL ruled in favour of Lee Wallace, saying they were disappointed and surprised at the decision by the SPFL. They also put in a funny line saying they were disappointed that the decision was leaked before being told by the SPFL directly. So you know what, that was a wee dig too, wasn't it? Keith getting the scoops as always. How's that happening? I don't know. The statement goes on to say, by the way, decisions on such matters deal largely with procedural issues, not the conduct which gave rise to the club's sanctions. The club was only presented with a 40-plus page decision after 4 PM and will now take some time to consider matters before deciding how to proceed. So, by the sounds of that, it looks like Rangers is actually going to fight back. They seem very, very confident in it, but I just wish we knew what actually happened. And annoyingly, this looks like this chapter will continue. So what's your thoughts on that one? And do you also think this whole caught up mistake with the way the SPFL has went about this and sort of confirmed with Lee Wallace and Kenny Miller, the fact that this is now dragging on even longer has affected Lee Wallace's place in Europe? Me personally, I think it would do. I don't think it would annoy Gerrard so much because Gerrard's been on record saying just fix it, get it sorted, I want Lee Wallace as a player. But I might have came for higher up because this looks like it's going to be a very long and boring legal battle. But let's take a wee sidestep and grab your refreshment, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, before we jump and talk about Scotland. I know many of you will be leaving it because you don't support the Scotland national side, and that's completely fine, but have a little refreshment before you go, please. 3, 2, 1, sponsor break! So the third and final part of today's video will be the Scotland versus Belgium predictions. I'm going to keep this one mega short and condensed, because I'm a wee bit disgusted with the SFA, and I mean, there's a lot of things I'm disgusted with, let's be fair. I could make a 95-minute video, but I'm disgusted about the prices. Like, the boys that went and played in the charity football game, like, all 16ers were going to go, we were going to vlog it, like, back the boys, we were going to sing the Shagger song, we were going to get behind Ryan Jack, we're going to have a bit of fun, and just interact and make it a vlog, maybe try and put a bit more excitement behind the Scotland national team. But, what did the SFA decide today? Charge £35 per ticket to watch Scotland get pumped off Belgium. They'd rather have 1,000 people paying £35 and just a wee corner with no atmosphere, no momentum in the stadium, rather than putting it cheap, £15, fill the actual stadium to get behind the national side. They'd rather go the money, greedy route, rather than fill the stadium and just let the fans in. Just stupid stuff, but why are we not surprised? It's the SFA overall. But to give you my favourite predictions, because I've done it with each and every single Scotland game since I've started my channel, because again, I do support the Scotland national side. I don't think that's a surprise to anyone. I'm actually going to go with a 2-0 Belgium loss. I believe there's going to be a lot of rotations. I'm looking forward to seeing Ryan Jack play. I know a lot of people don't want Jack to play, but he spoke about it in interviews, his pride for playing for his country, so hopefully he does well and get some game time, and hopefully McGregor shows why he should be Scotland #1. But yeah, 2-0, I believe it'll be Belgium sort of second string-ish, but it'll be far too much. And I'm going to try to put a downer on the Scotland side. I know they're bringing a lot of players, but if Charlie Mulgrew was playing out my back garden, I'd shut the curtains. To the Twitter poll then, 547 votes, thank you so much for getting involved. 9% votes for draw, 26% votes for Scotland, but 65% of the people votes for a Belgium win. And by the way, before I wrap up today's video, I did actually promise to read out Alan Donaghy, his Twitter, because I continue to say his name wrong. He's been a massive channel supporter. He's always getting involved in the polls, and I butchered it. I call him Donaghy or something like that, but his name's actually Donaghy. It's kind of what I do here, but Thanks for taking half my content off me. He basically says 1-0 to Scotland. Ryan Jack the goal scorer and Alan McGregor the hero. That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That's been the end of today's video. If you don't mind smashing a like button, I'd greatly appreciate it. I've stopped saying it at the start of the video so we could just get into the news, but again, these likes definitely helps the videos get sent out to notifications. People complain all the time, say I didn't get my notification sent to the next day. That's because of the likes and this new stupid YouTube law. So if you don't mind smashing a like button, I'd greatly appreciate it, and consider subscribing if you're new to the channel as we make our journey up that YouTube ladder. I've been TJ Nova 992. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.